This is football.com, and the name of the show is called In My Opinion, and I am the DMan, and I'm going to tell you something. This interview here has been a couple months in the making, and I have a gentleman that we should all be standing up and saluting right now. I call him Coach Mo Johnson. He is the owner of SecSportsFan and also SecTalk.com. Mo, help me out here because I think I have big lips here, so my lips and my words are running apart out here.
Well, yeah. Now the first one is SecSportsFan.
Okay.
I wish it was SEC Sports. That's the official site, but no, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't own that site.
Okay.
I do have SecSportsFan. So you go to Google, you type in SEC Sports, the official one's number one, and SecSportsFan is number two. And SEC Talk will be right up there too.
Okay, well, I just wanted to let you know, okay, my tribute to the SEC. I have my Bear Bryant hat on. Just to let you know. To let you know.
Greatest coach in the history of college football.
College football, let alone the SEC.
In my humble opinion.
And I think you would be right on that. But let's do this because you and I have talked about the SEC a few times, and I know we went back and forth in correspondence as far as emails were concerned. Right. But let's talk about your University of Tennessee Volunteers. I love Lane Kiffin. Give me your opinion. Where do you see the Tennessee Volunteers in the next couple years? And then I'll tell you what I think.
All right. Well, I think since you started off saying you love them, we're going to end up agreeing. I'm probably a little bit more nervous than you are just because, I'm a Tennessee fan, so I live and die with them. And the last few years I've died a lot. Of games. In fact, we did a pretty comprehensive review of that last year, and that was Fulmer's biggest problem. He could win the easy games, but against top 20 opponents, which you expect Tennessee to be a top 20 team, especially towards the end, he was terrible. So anyway, maybe I'm a little bit more hesitant to commit myself emotionally to Lane Kiffin until I see a little bit of results in the field. But from what we've seen so far, what we have to go on, I think it looks good. I mean, he's made some controversial statements for sure. He's had some recruiting issues. But assuming that those are just some minor issues that aren't a big deal, on the other side, he's done a fantastic job recruiting. I mean, he didn't even have a full year, and he stole away the number one, Bryce Brown, number one recruit in the running back. And then he went down to Florida and grabbed a couple of spurious guys. I mean, he grabbed one guy who signed with Florida, I think it was on May 30th, and a couple weeks later he switched and went to Tennessee. So he's done a great job recruiting. He's got those West Coast connections. He coached out there at USC. Right. He's got Ed Orgeron, who coached out at USC, I think, too. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity to recruit out in the West Coast. And so I think it's just a matter of time. Tennessee is going to be at the top because obviously he's bringing in the talent. Right. And he's bringing in a lot of intensity. A lot of motivation. The team is, from all accounts, working out very hard. Johnny Majors went there and watched a practice recently and said, "Hey, he's got this."
Wow, Johnny Majors.
So yes, I think it looks good long term, but they still, that most of that talent is young, of course. I mean, the guys he's recruiting are just freshmen. So, they may have a tough year this year and maybe even next year, and so then it's a question whether the fans will stick with them long enough.
Right, and let me jump on board on this, okay? My perception of the Tennessee Volunteers with Fulmer was, Fulmer had the great seasons. He won a title, and then it was almost like he got complacent. Yeah. And then everybody expected Tennessee to continue down that road, and then it just didn't happen. But what I see in Lane Kiffin and what I see and what I feel now coming from Tennessee is energy. There is so much energy, whether it's negative and whether it's positive, you gotta have energy, and I think that's what the kids feed off of.
Yeah, that's what's been missing. So I agree with you. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's going to fire up the other teams, and they're going to really crush Tennessee." And I say, well, maybe, but we were going to lose. The track we were on, we were going to lose those games anyway. That's just boring. Now, at least, it's exciting, some interest. So,
and here's the deal.
one thing I'm excited about, excited for the first kickoff.
Right.
That's the change.
Yeah.